Micah 3. I said, "Listen, you leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the nation of Israel. You ought to know what is just, yet you hate what is good, and love what is evil. You flay my people's skin and rip their flesh from the bones. You devour people's flesh, strip off their skin, and crush their bones. You chop them up like flesh in a pot, like meat in a kettle. Someday these sinful leaders will cry to the Lord for help, but he will not answer them. He will hide his face from them at that time because they have done such wicked deeds. This is what the Lord has said about the prophets who mislead my people. If if someone gives them enough to eat, they offer an oracle of peace. But if if someone does not give them food, they are ready to declare war on him. Therefore, night will fall, and you will receive no visions. It will grow dark, and you will no longer be able to read the omens. The sun will set on these prophets, and the daylight will turn to darkness over their heads. The prophets will be ashamed. The omen readers will be humiliated. All of them will cover their mouths, for they will receive no divine oracles. But I am full of the courage that the Lord's Spirit gives, and have a strong commitment to justice. This enables me to confront Jacob with its rebellion and Israel with its sin. Listen to this, you leaders of the family of Jacob, you rulers of the nation of Israel. You hate justice and pervert all that is right. You build Zion through bloody crimes, Jerusalem through unjust violence. Her leaders take bribes when they decide legal cases. Her priests proclaim ruling for profit, and her prophets read omens for pay. Yet they claim to trust the Lord and say, "The Lord is among us. Disaster will not overtake us." Therefore, because of you, Zion will be plowed up like a field. Jerusalem will become a heap of ruins, and the Temple Mount will become a hill overgrown with brush. So again, we see here as we start, I said, "Listen, you leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the nation of Israel." So we're the northern kingdom here, but in the middle, we're going to switch. Okay, so you ought to know what is just. So you are the leaders, you ought to know, but you hate what is good and you love what is evil. Here is the accusation against the kingdoms, why they're going away. Because they do not do the good that they should do. Instead, they are doing evil. Let me see what the footnote there is. Yeah. You ought to know good or hate good. You ought to hate evil. They put in the what is anyway, just to make it sound better, I guess, in English. You flay your people's skin. You rip the flesh from the bones. You devour the flesh of the people. You strip off their skin. You crush their bones. You chop up their flesh into a pot like meat into a kettle. Okay, metaphorical here, absolutely. But in the essence of the suffering that people are going through, the way that they are being treated is an apt, statement of it. You are consuming their life, their livelihood. It's as if you are actually consuming them. Someday these sinful leaders will cry out for help to the Lord. Oh, in the day of judgment, you're going to be crying out to the Lord. You're going to get your comeuppance. You're going to get it, and you're going to cry out. He's not going to answer. He's going to hide his face from that time because of your wicked deeds. So here's the warning that is going to happen. And this is what the Lord has said about the prophets who mislead the people. So now we've shifted from the leaders to the prophets. So the ruling families, whatever that is, the king and or the judges who are there. Now we're going to the prophets. If someone gives you enough to eat, you have an oracle of peace. But if they do not give you food, you declare war on them. So you come to them to inquire of God, and you are getting what you pay for. You're getting what you pay for. Therefore, night will fall on you and receive no vision. So you prophets are going to be shut up. I'm going to not allow you to do this. You're going to grow dark. You're not going to be able to read omens. The sun will set on the prophets, and the daylight will turn darkness over their heads. So in whatever way they are possibly connecting with actual spiritual beings who are not God, who are opposed to God, who are in rebellion against God, in whatever way that they are contacting those beings and getting omens from them, reading things, they're all going to go silent. Whatever you are getting, God is going to put a barrier between, and you're going to get nothing. It's going to be shut up. He's going to cover the mouths, and you're going to receive no divine oracles. Let me see what they have in the footnote here. No answer, no divine response, no answer from God. You're going to get nothing. When you actually cry out, you will get nothing. You will get no information. But I am full of courage that the Lord's Spirit gives. So Micah, on the other hand, is not like you. So Micah's now contrasting himself. I have strong commitment to justice. This enables me to confront Jacob with his rebellion and Israel with his sin. So I have actually got the truth of God, and that is what gives me strength, and that is why I'm confronting you. Listen to this, you leaders of the family of Jacob, you rulers of the nation of Israel. You hate justice, you pervert what is right. You build Zion through bloody crimes. Okay, so we had leaders of Jacob. Now we switched to Zion is the spiritual way, and now Jerusalem through unjust violence. So we had accusations against the northern kingdom. Now we are shifting to include the southern kingdom. Her leaders take bribes when they decide legal cases. So now again, we have oracles, which you can pay to get the right oracle. We have legal cases that you can pay. Her priests proclaim rulings for profit. So now we have entered into the priesthood. So we had the leaders. Now we're going to the priesthood. Her prophets read omens for pay. So also in the southern kingdom, they do that. Yet they claim to trust the Lord and say, the Lord is among us. Disaster will not overtake us. Therefore, because of you, Zion will be plowed under like a field. Jerusalem will become a heap of ruins. Why is Jerusalem going to have this problem? Because of the priests. The priestly class is going to be the ones who have sinned in Jerusalem, and that's why Jerusalem will become a heap of ruin. And the Temple Mount will become a hill overgrown with brush. So the destruction is coming on the northern kingdom. Destruction is also going to come on the southern kingdom.